We've all travelled in cars, comfortably strapped in and surrounded by the latest in safety technology that we don't really understand. We've overtaken cars and been overtaken by others, adjusted our seatbelt, fitted with the aircon. We've all been there, the silence fills the air. You check your phone and you change the song. You're comfortable. It feels like nothing's happening. Now just imagine you're standing there inches off the ground, just you and the air, and it's totally different. It's another world. Wooden urethane feels so much more alive and so much more real. When you're rocketing past light poles and trees in a flash, people stop, time stops, you stop. You're not really moving, the world is, and it's moving at an incredible pace. You look down and the road doesn't exist anymore, it's just a winding black snake. You feel alive and you push it further. Your heart's becoming force-inducted and being fed pure adrenaline. Nothing matters but the cold air thrust into your lungs and the scream of your urethane wheels over the surface of tarmac. It truly is beautiful to me, and nothing quite can compare. I am, of course, talking about the phenomenon that is downhill skating. For some, it might seem like a hobby or kids having fun, but to us, it's so much more than that. It's a way to compete with friends, test our mettle and push our limits, to find out which speeds we can go and what corners we can take, holding onto our boards and what corners we can't. In recent times, however, this sport has evolved. It's no longer a couple of kids on suburban hills, cruising and carving for fun. This has grown over the last 10 years into an international competition with companies like Rain, Land Yachts, Loaded, Original, Bomb Squad, Sector 9 and many more, springing up to catch this rolling gravy chain of skateboards, sponsorships and world circuits. Every year, thousands of would-be competitors train and train and train and train to maybe, just possibly, maybe pick up a sponsorship and skate both nationally and internationally. This has brought about the IGSA, a world circuit of downhill skating. This can generate almost millions of dollars in events, equipment, sponsorships, merchandise and the like. These are events like Newton's Playground, held every year in Bathurst on Mount Panorama, Liddelow, Mount Kira in Sydney. Then abroad, the Maryhill Festival of Speed, held in Washington State, USA. There's also the Euro Tour throughout the summer in Europe, throughout Austria, Hungary, France, Germany, and much of East Europe. This isn't even to mention the smaller competitions that happen more frequently and more locally. Why, only a couple of weeks ago, we had the Jacks Attack at the Barbagallo Raceway, an event that generated almost $10,000 profit, much of which was donated to charities, but also drew national recognition, pulling in riders of national reputation from the eastern states, as well as being a stepping stone for younger riders, such as Siam Fishwick, who is my age and who won the junior division of the race, gaining him a reputation that no resume could even come close to. He is now being offered places at events mentioned earlier, both Newton's Playground and Mount Kira. Imagine that, 15 and already gaining a national reputation, doing something he loves to do, and something that some consider a hobby. This is all very well and good, but for one thing, where does someone like Siam start? It seems simple: buy a longboard, skate local, get bigger, skate more, get even bigger and skate even more. Then eventually, you come to racing nationally renowned champions like Tim Green and the Kent brothers, Ian McGlynn, Dan Parrish and the like, all born and bred right here in Western Australia, down some of the biggest and scariest hills in the state. I know that's what I did, but now younger riders are seeing this and wanting to do just this. The older skating community doesn't have a problem with this. In fact, they encourage it. Rather, the council that seems to have a problem with it. This is an understandable predicament, as there are hills that used to be quiet areas, for example Peace Hill in Claremont, and treetops in Baldivis. These used to draw maybe 20 individual visits a week, now attract more than 150 skaters each weekend, until there is no choice for the council but to enforce fines and plant signs. There is a solution, however, and that solution is not the council's responsibility. It's not the skaters' responsibility. What it is a combined responsibility of the skaters of Western and National Australia and the local governments, shires and councils. This is a responsibility that isn't just a few $1,000s in fundraisers and a couple of months hard work away. This is years of hard work that could cost possibly over $1 million. This might seem ambitious, but to us, the skating community, this is realistic, and to us, this will happen. The solution is this: we want a road. This might not seem like such a high demand, but it kind of is. What we propose is a tarmac road that wraps right around Mount Cook, the highest peak in the Darling Ranges in the Shire of Armidale. This means almost 10 kilometres of a downhill skating area for us to test our exercise our adrenaline, test our skill and our courage. If we did, we would need, this hill wouldn't be a bad thing though, far from it. This hill would garner international support from skate shops and skate sponsors worldwide. We would, year-round, have a hill that could be used to host well-recognised races and events without having to block off roads and disrupt drivers. This would also put Australia, if not Perth, on the map for being one of the first artificially constructed race hills that can be used whenever needed. This hill would also generate, over time, a substantial amount of money from sponsors, entry fees, fundraisers, charity rides, and advertising. This will be used to pay back the government grants and whatever loans we use to complete the project. And with the amount of revenue this could generate, the loans could be paid back within a little over a year. We already have contractors and surveyors volunteering their time and services for free to benefit the larger skating community. We're not hooligans and we're not thugs. We don't set out to make every hill we skate a grand froth, or to purposely annoy the residents to the point whenever they see someone remotely involved with our sport, they call the police, despite the fact that what we do isn't illegal. We're not here to ruin someone's day or injure ourselves. We just want a hill to skate.